Hello and welcome to Winter's Edge. My name is Matt, I'm an illustrator and a dungeon master, and I'm illustrating our adventure as we play through it. In this week's adventure, the lads find themselves in a spot of bother and have to make a decision as to whether to stay in Yore or to leave. It was a tricky one to dungeon master. I felt I might have put them on railroad tracks, which I've been trying to avoid, but in my defense, we did use an NPC that I had no intention of using, and these players have latched onto him and found out about a quest, so I've kind of just pushed them in that direction to explore the quest. But yes, I want to empower them to build the world and to also try run this campaign one session at a time. Unfortunately, I've got a few things planned which I feel like I'm pushing these players down a path, so I'm going to ease back from that and try be more flexible. So in this adventure, I'm going to be illustrating this picture and taking you through the process. It was a long one. I designed the Kriskah in it. I designed them in different poses, one swimming, some on the poles, and I designed one of the characters that's just been introduced into this world. His name's Zeph. He's a runner of Yore, and in this picture he's resting his feet after a hard day of delivering errands and messages throughout the city. And I tried to capture a bit of Yore in the background when it's going through its foggy weather phase, which can happen. Okay, so let's get into the adventure. You guys can listen to the audio while I go through my art process. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you at the end. Cheers. All right, we shall start. We're going to start with the Duke, just to catch up with what he's been doing. You've had your talk with the lady, and then you were escorted out. We'll say you took Grothmark with you, went and checked out your estate.
Oh yeah, awesome, nice,
Yeah.
Classic.
Had a look there. It's a quaint little estate on a rise, so it overlooks a lot of the city. It's 2 stories. You're greeted by your servant at the door. He's a gruff-looking dwarf with his sleeves rolled up. You notice that there's pale bluish green tattoos still on his arms. He's got a fine moustache and a blocky beard. Looks a little rough, but he's wearing a shirt with a waistcoat, and he says, "Oh, it's you. Come in." And he steps aside and he shows you around, and the bottom level is like a dining room with a kitchen and a little door that he says, "My quarters are in here. You're upstairs." And he trudges up the stairs as you and Grothmark follow, and he shows that you've got a bedroom come study up there with a little balcony. And he says, "I hope this suits. My name's Mylock, by the way. And yeah, I'm your servant."
Oh, Milo, thank you very much. I appreciate your introduction to my new abode. I've got some friends, colleagues even, to help me with my projects here in the city. Are they welcome to come stay here? Is it?
You want me to feed all of them if they come?
Oh, that'd be preferable, yeah.
You can see he's like,
Don't worry, Marky Mark here doesn't eat much, so it's all right.
Marky Mark, the half-orc.
Yeah,
Where will he be staying?
probably here. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, I hope so. Yeah, he's my entourage.
Okay, I was told I was just going to have to look after one person.
Yeah, they can get lost in communication. But no, there's actually, I think, about 5 of us that need accommodation. One of them's very small. So don't have to worry about him. If there's a problem, don't worry, but they'll find lodgings themselves. That's all right. Just you let me know if it's a burden for you. I don't want to come in here and become too cumbersome on you, man.
It is a burden for me.
Right, well then forget it. Don't worry, just me. Maybe Marky Mark.
He looks at the orc. You can see there's a little bit of that dwarf orc tension there. And he says, well, he can stay for a bit, but he's got to help out around here.
I mean, he doesn't speak much, so...
No,
but
hasn't for weeks.
Yeah, he'll be right, I think. It might be amenable to him. But don't worry, he's one of those orcs where you can tell your friends that you've got a friend who's an orc, and he doesn't mind. So it's really, really handy. Great for social circumstances, you know?
I have no friends that are orcs.
Righto. Well, Mylock, it was, right?
Mylock.
Thanks, man. What can I ask you to do for me? What are
I cook
utilities.
and I clean.
Right.
I'll open the door when you knock, if you like.
I mean, I could probably handle that.
Cut my workload by a third.
Right. Do I have keys for this place?
Yeah, sure. And he rummages through and says, here's your keys. If you come in late, keep it down. I'll be sleeping in my servants' quarters. And you can see him almost grimace when he says servants' quarters.
Oh, tell you what, mate. How about this? Just to start things off, friendly. You can have my room and I'll sleep in the servants' quarters. If my mates can stay.
And he says, and they stay down here with you.
Yeah. Easy.
And they can do their own cooking and cleaning.
Yeah, most likely, yeah.
He spits on his hand and he holds it out. And he says, I think you've got yourself a deal.
Sweet. And I hold my feather out to Groff Mark to spit on.
He does a long drawl through his tusks. Yeah. And yeah.
Nice. Well done, mate.
And he says, well, I'll go and move my stuff upstairs.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, you can actually, he gives you a few strange looks, like he's still trying to evaluate you. And yeah, he says, well, I can still cook for you, of course.
That would be expected, yeah, appreciate that.
Eggs on toast?
Oh.
Is that a bad thing to say to you?
Yeah, maybe not eggs, mate, maybe a little bit of fish.
He's like eating human babies, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's frowned upon. Pretty heavily from where I come from.
Well, I'm going to have to go out and do some shopping.
Yeah.
All I've got is eggs and bread.
Fish would be good. Yeah,
Fish?
Yeah. Can be smelly, doesn't matter. Yeah.
Cooked?
Up to you, man.
Well, this is getting easier and easier.
Yeah. Cured, like
yeah.
Pickled.
Yep,
That
we
works.
can do that.
Nice.
All right, I'll shoot off. You make yourself at home.
Always. Easy.
Anything else you need while I'm out?
Oh, no.
Okay.
If I need anything, I'll let you know, man.
Cool. And you can let yourself in and out now. You've got your keys.
Perfect.
And
Thanks, Mama.
he says, well, so long. And he walks out, closes the door. He's off.
Sweet.
Anything else? We can fast forward to you sleeping the night here and waking up in the morning, unless there's something you want to accomplish before that.
Just the room. The rooms themselves is just like roughly sparsely furnished. Is there any like notes or papers or anything with the sigil from the lady anywhere that I should be worried about? Any messages left for me anywhere? I'd be rummaging around the place looking for knickknacks.
Okay, well, it's interesting because you've got the servant's room. He hasn't moved out yet, so you could rummage around his stuff.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
I'll go through my locks shit.
Okay, I'll sort of summarise what you find, because there are journals, there are agreements, there is something that he's had to sign with the lady. You can tell that he used to be a sea captain. He's kept his ship logs and that, but something horrible happened to one of the ships that was under Lady Poldark's command. She's from a shipping family that runs the cargo routes between Blueport and Yore and some other cities. And he lost the ship, and now he owes her a great debt. And so part of that is paying it off is apparently to be your servant.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So you get all of this just going through, the papers and journals that he's got, and you can see that he's written in his journal diary that he's got to do it, he's not happy about it, and he's heard about your reputation as well and knows what an asshole you are.
Awesome.
And he's written things like, by gum, if he crosses the line of the employee-employee relationship, he's going to find out fast enough that doesn't sit with me. And he's writing in hard language and stuff.
Awesome. Okay.
So you get this whole vibe of why there's this
animosity.
Yeah.
Good
and why
thing
he's suddenly confused.
Good thing I hit that on the head as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So he's shot off. Apart from that, the room upstairs is quite nice. It's a big double bed, quite plush, a study desk, and a little balcony off the top that overlooks Yore. It's really nice.
Oh, awesome. Well, he'll love it.
Yeah, that's right. But his one's quite sparse. It's a long single bed. He's got his own desk and drawers and just what he needs to go in and sleep, really.
Awesome. Sweet.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay,
Perfect.
and so yeah, you hear him come in, and he's rummaging around in the kitchen an hour or so later, and then he yells out, "Grub's up! Grub's up! You here, my lord?"
I'll
Duke.
All right. Oh, yeah. Sorry, mate. Just getting my beauty sleep.
Stun your wonders.
Always. Is Marky Mark still downstairs?
Yeah, sorry. He's just he's actually wandered off. We'll say he seems to be doing his own research, looking for something that he's keeping to himself.
Staying silent mostly.
Yeah, but he does come in as the day's winding down as well, and Mylot sees him come in and says, "Oh, you can have cured fish as well." Got a plate full of them, and he's got 2 plates, the cured fish, and he just chucks them down on the table.
Awesome.
Dig in.
Tasty? Ish?
Yeah, as good as he hasn't done anything to them. They're just pickled fish. Probably a favourite of the Duke's anyway.
Yeah,
so,
totally. Yeah.
And go down the gullet really quickly.
Yeah, and I'll do that gross pelican thing where I'm just like the fish spin around as I'm swallowing it. Yeah. And then talking through my food and stuff. And,
He watches you for a moment and he says, "Can I go upstairs? I'll come down and clean later. I can't watch this."
Oh, you do what you need to do, man.
Yeah.
Hey, look. My casa, su casa?
I don't speak Elvish.
Me neither, apparently. My home, your home, mate. Don't worry about it.
No.
Easy. Keep it even.
He's looking at you like he knows you're up to something, but can't quite figure it out yet.
Good.
And he trudges upstairs. And then, you have yourself a meal, you settle in for the night. Grothmark finds himself sort of a long wooden couch almost a waiting area that he can sleep on. He has a blanket wrapped over him, and he just turns and goes to sleep. Very quiet fella.
Nice.
So you wake up in the morning. Have you got any plans today?
My main plans at the moment are basically trying to establish, because I don't really know what the party's up to at the moment, right? I can only talk to my own things. Yeah, awesome. So, no, the only agenda I had for the day was to try and find people to tell them that I've sorted some lodgings.
Okay.
And then also to kind of just start to get the bearing of the different society levels inside the city. Is it super rich, super poor? Is there a bunch of thievery that I can see going? A lot of criminal organisation stuff taking place. A lot of gullible people. The usual reckoning kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I'll say for your general outlook as you're wandering around, just taking the sights, your area is quite nice. The streets are actually patrolled by various houses of nobles. Everything's sort of, there's gardens, stonework, and as you get lower to the docks, it descends very quickly. There does seem to be a very severe line between wealth, or even the image of wealth, to people just living on top of each other, shanty town, shacks, beggars, who predominantly are the Udai, the rabbit folk race, and lots of sort of orc labourers, muscles. As you wander in to the lower area, you start to get a lot of dark clouds. You're dressed as noble, or are you in your leathers and stuff?
I would have gone around as a noble for sure.
Yeah. So you can see them taking in your garb, and there's occasional spits to the side, and you quickly fathom there's a lot of animosity between the higher area of the city and the lower area, and you've wandered in. The weird thing is you really feel like you're amongst criminals and pirates, and there's ruffian orcs, and there's street urchins running back and forward, but you don't see much crime. You're also aware that these Kriskah everywhere, these sort of these cat-like creatures with large eyes and ears, and they're watching over everything. And you can often see people who are under their gaze suddenly trying to be nicer to someone. They might walk past a beggar and ignore 3 beggars, and then there's a beggar with a Kriskah who's sitting nearby who watches this person, and the person sort of looks and then gets a coin and puts it in the bowl. So you're starting to get an idea of what's sort of motivating people down in this lower area. And you also think these people are well organised and are watching what they do. They're not sort of giving into, like, there aren't any police or soldiers or anything down there, down here, and it's very hard to understand why there wouldn't just be this all-out war between the nobles and the criminals, and there'd be just chaos. And
were there any Kriskah in the Nicer district?
yes, sorry, they wander everywhere. They seem to be getting into everywhere, and everyone lets them. They're not shooing them off or anything. If a Kriskah wanders through someone's open doorway, they'll stand aside and
just do its thing.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Alright, good to know. Everything's got little Kriskah doors.
yeah. Bigger ear.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, good to know.
Okay, and as you make your way down the docks, we can say you know that today is the day you had organised to meet at the Mermaid's Leads around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So yeah, we can wander along the docks, and we can actually say that you come across these three. We'll retro back where the Duke hasn't popped in. He's just been wandering along the docks and missed you guys completely. But as you're talking, Nibbles comes out of the boat. He's quite badly beaten. You can see him limping. There's a few big crew members who are escorting him, and they stand at the gangplank and just wave him, and he limps down and starts to approach you guys and sees you.
Oh, so he sees us straight away.
He's got very good perception. If you want to avoid that, I'll just let him do a perception roll to let you know. So 11, I think it's +6. So do you want to avoid him seeing you at the start?
I just kind of think that if he's been on there and we've been trying to get in, and I've also coerced that other guy that works for, what's his name, into getting that information out.
Yeah, I kind of figured we'll fear a way down the docks.
Yeah,
Sort of,
I wouldn't want him to like for us to be the first people that he comes over to. Yeah.
Okay, no, that's brilliant. So let's say that you guys had decided, you watch from a distance and that. So you see him come down, and he stands. His shoulders are slumped, his ears are droopy, and he sort of looks back and forward, and then he starts to walk along the docks. It could be towards you guys because he's going to head towards his boat. But he's starting to make his way, but there's lots of people around on the docks working and that. He's keeping his head down, and he's slowly walking along the docks towards Captain Winter's boat. The Bloated Barnacle. Yeah. So you can avoid him if you'd like and just see what he does.
I would like to fall into step with him at like some point down where it looks like it's like we haven't just met him, like we could have been coming out of a side road to line up with him. But
yeah, I think that would be all over my head. I'd just be like, oh, it's Nibbles!
Nibbles! Whole plan's ruined, bro.
Yeah. So he looks up and he sees you, and he gives a weak wave, feeble wave, and he comes over to you guys, and I'll play him for a bit because he says, guys, I've been kicked out of the city. I have to leave.
What happened, bro? Because we tracked you down to the boat, and we were looking in and seeing if it was a way to get you out. We heard that you were in one of the rooms and stuff, but it seemed like it was...
Yeah, it's probably good that you didn't. They know about me. They know that I'm Blackscale's boy, and they even asked if you were part of his crew too. I told them you weren't, and I tried to convince them of that, but I don't know if they believe me. But yeah, they said that if I'm still here by tomorrow, that they'll put the word out that Pirate Bowl wants me dead. And that'll happen pretty quickly, apparently. People wanting to make a name for themselves.
Do I know the name Blackscale?
Yes, one of the pirate lords. So there's 3 pirate lords that aren't based in Yore.
Yeah.
And Pirate Bowl actually mutinied against Blackscale. It's quite famous. And became a pirate lord himself, and established his own empire in Yore as a sort of criminal enterprise.
So or just something like, if you're with Blackscale, why on earth did you come here?
He says, I can't tell you too much now. I'm sort of at that point where I'm not sure how much Jake wants to give away. And he says, I just have to go, so I'm going to go with Corks in the morning.
Where's that? Where are you going?
Oh, yeah, you haven't met Corks. He's a sailor who collects rare corks, and he's after the blue moochie ditch. And I'm going to help him find it.
Hey, bro, you're blue.
It's a whole thing. Yeah.
Corks. Right.
Corks of power.
Corks of power.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got one. And he shows you his cork.
And it just looks like a regular cork?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I feel like there was a scene where he used it on some
Yeah.
grog or something.
Yeah, and Lovers said what sort of magic.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
right,
because
yeah,
the
yeah,
beer
yeah.
suddenly tasted better.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
called the something snifter, I believe.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and he says, so I have to go. I understand you've got jobs here and you're finding your place, so I won't ask you to come with me, but could you come with me?
Oh, I think that was the plan. We're only on the clock tonight. So.
Yeah. Why don't we do our trial run at the job first, bro, and then we'll figure it out. But I mean, I'm always down for a good side quest. And it seems pretty convenient, seeing as you need to get out the city.
Well, yes, sometimes these coincidences, you just don't know how they happen. And he says, but I guess we've got a meeting pretty soon with the Duke. Have you guys seen the Duke?
Nah, bro. We've been looking for you the whole time.
Okay. I think we meet Captain Winters and Corks at the Mermaids Leagues at about 4.
You want to go back there after you've just been kicked out of the city?
He says, well, yeah, that's a really good point.
Maybe you could just wait on the ship.
Yeah, actually, that's an amazing way to get rid of me.
Yeah. Just lay low. Yeah.
I'll do that. I've got to gather up my stuff. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe you guys need to even talk to Lovers. I don't know where you stand now. I'm sorry. I tried to convince them.
Oh, that's right, bro. We'll figure it out. Hey, Lubbers is a pretty good dude. We've been pretty straight up with him so far, so let me have a chat to him.
Okay. And he hops off towards the boat and says, I'll meet you guys back here at the boat, maybe, tonight. I'll be locking the door, though. So just knock. And, yeah, as I say, tell Corks that I'll meet him in the morning at the city gates to leave.
Right.
Should I say Corks or Cox?
Corks?
Corks.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I would have caught it if you said corks.
And I collect Cox.
Yeah.
Rare cocks of power.
Yeah, so he hops off, still slumped, looking very dejected. Right, so let's put you guys sitting at a table at the Mermaids Leagues. You can stop in and talk to Lovers as well. So we'll have that conversation. Lovers sees you come in and he's like, hey, Big O, how goes it?
Oh, it's all good, bro. We just ran into Nipples and heard that he got abducted by Homeboy. What's the pirate's name? Sorry, I always forget.
Homeboy. Which pirate? Trip was the Dragonborn, and Pirate Lord Bowl was
Yeah,
the
Bowl.
pirate.
Yeah, we heard he got smacked up by Bowl a little bit. We ran into him on the docks and shit.
Yes, unfortunate business, but we can't have any of Black Scale crews in here. They'd kill Bowl if they got a chance. So we've got to kick him out. I've been told to keep an eye on you boys too. I just want to see you guys straight. I trust you guys. I like you. I think you got what it takes to work here. We're just going to have to take things slowly.
Oh yeah, that's all good, bro. I mean, we've only known him like a few days and stuff, but I mean,
Yeah.
he's had our back in a couple of fights, and I got no reason to hate the guy, eh? So.
Well, yeah, sometimes it just depends on the crew you're on. I've been on an enemy crew at one point, and then suddenly they all became my friends, and the enemies of my friends became my enemies, and Yeah, it's an unfortunate business, lads. He seemed like a good sort too. I don't hold anything against him, but we just can't have that sort of threat over Pirate Lord Bolt.
That's all good. Well, I'm on no one's side, Brian. Just want to make a bit of cash, eh? So we still on for 10 gold a night?
I believe you heard me wrong there. I do like your bargaining powers, but I clearly, if you go back and look at the last episode, retrospectively, said 1 gold. And he says, and Zeph, how are you doing in all of this?
I don't think I'm there.
Oh.
Because, I mean, he hasn't exactly been invited to the meeting and he doesn't want to...
Well, depends what these guys.
Yeah, probably.
I think we would have invited you along as like,
Right.
come down for a drink.
Just leave you.
See you later, Zeph.
I mean, it's what he would have expected, to be honest. Because,
Yeah.
like, you know, I've known these guys for a day.
Yeah.
That's a long time for our friends.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been like 2 months.
Yeah. And these two are, sort of overly friendly sort of chaps.
Yeah,
too.
he'd go along if he
Yeah.
was... Yeah.
Yeah, we would have invited him down for a drink.
So what was the question again, sorry?
He says, and how are you doing in all of this, Zeph? You keep your nose clean?
I just keeping on, man. Same shit, different day.
Cool. So yeah, we'll sort you guys with a table, and then you see a runner you recognise. We'll call him Rue. He's a small dark-skinned kid. He comes running in and he runs to Lovers, and he whispers in Lovers' ear, and then he sort of stands back. And Lovers, you can see him sort of grimace, and he says, "You guys were with Captain Winters, right?
You know,
He's dead.
he's the greatest swordsman.
Yeah.
Well,
On the
apparently,
ship, mate. How'd he die?
it sounds pretty gruesome. He's been found in an alleyway with his he's had his head chopped off.
Shit.
I knew him too, because remember, Winters was told you to see his old mate Lovers
right.
when he came in. Knew him too. He wasn't the best captain or anything, but he always tried to be a good man. I don't know. I can guarantee it wasn't any of our crew. It wasn't a bowl job. Bowl job.
Cannon.
Have you seen what these bowl jobs look like, bro? Nibbles is wrecked.
Yeah. And he says, "Oh, all right. Let's get some shots of that wobbling whiskey up here and have a toast to the captain." And he clicks his fingers and shots are poured and he hands them around. You never met Captain Winters, did you? But he gives you one anyway. And he says, "To Captain Winters, may his soul find journey." And he chinks and you take a drink. And yeah, it's becoming a tricky situation now because you were basically going to have, meet him, the Duke, and Nibbles all at this table, and it's down to you three now, sitting at a table. We'll say it's on the balcony, out the top balcony, overlooking Yore. Would be nice if you didn't have this small wave of bad news. You never knew the guy right, but he tried to do right by you.
Did we say we'd meet Corks here as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's have him wandering in. You see him off in the distance. He seems to know a lot of the sailors here. He's sailed around, been on lots of crews. He's 150 years old. And he slaps a few people in the back and he looks around and looks at you guys and walks up and says, "Well, is this it? I've got us a horse and wagon organised for tomorrow, but where is everyone?
You sound...
Who are you?"
My name's Zeph. It's a pleasure to meet you. Corks?
"My name's Corks, and I collect corks."
That's easy to
And he
remember.
starts to unbutton his top, and
Which came first, the name or the quest?
it's a very good question. It was not always called Corks.
Gotcha.
I can't remember what it was called. It was like 100 years ago. So I'm Corks now.
That's a good a name as any.
And he's taken off his shirt and just to show you his tattoos and thoughts. He says, you can see, I've got a theme that I'm sticking with.
I admire your conviction.
Yeah. And he then he puts his shirt back on. And he says, so what's going on? Where's Nibbles? You know, he took a shine to Nibbles and they were kind of close with their cork collecting hobby.
Well, Nibbles has been booted out of the city.
Of the group? Oh,
Still in the group, out of the city. The Duke's disappeared.
uh-huh.
Winters, you heard about Winters?
No, he's been mutinied again.
Well,
For the final time.
Something like that.
Oh, the final mutiny. Really, what happened?
sounds like he got his head chopped off in an alleyway.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
It was decapitated, mate.
And he goes, he wasn't the best captain, but his heart was in the right place. I'll have a drink for him. I don't know how he was going to fit into this anyway. So it kind of works out. May that be a lesson to everyone. So yeah, he orders another round of drinks. He's got a bit of coin, old corks. And so he's sitting there and says, so that sounds like I'll be able to take Nibbles with me. Are you lads still in?
Oh yeah, I kind of want to go check out Captain Winter's ship. Who was the second hand? Second mate? First mate?
First mate got killed. That was first mate Scabbers. And then he's got a navigator Reams, that's like basically his right hand man, that pretty much run the ship anyway. He's an old fella, but he's a good sort. Great navigator. But yeah, we can check his ship out. That's a good point. Well,
Yeah, it might pay for us to go and see if there's anything valuable there
yeah,
that we could use.
yeah.
As long as the other deckhands are all good with us taking it, then whatever. But
Oh yeah,
the
this
mutiny.
is going to be awkward. As in, what's going to happen with the crew? We're in a sailor's port. They'll find work.
It's a
If
good
they're not
loophole
useful, I
just
cut them loose. Just love my corks. That's it. Yeah, so he says, let's drink up and we'll go to the ship and we'll have a look. And you're also aware of the time that it's getting near the 5 o'clock where you were supposed to...
Oh shit, okay, well, sorry, what's the time? We met there at 4.
Yeah.
Fuck. I'll be like, oh, come check out the ship after. Me and Arthur got to go do a job, bro. So, I mean, if you want to check it out first with Zeph, or if Zeph wants to come with us, that's all good. But, I mean, I'm happy to go back and talk to Nibbles afterwards and see what he wants to do. If he's really keen to get out the city and come with you, then we can talk about it then. But
Why don't I go talk to Nibbles and square away the ship and see if there's anything in there that will borrow in Captain Winter's name. Because we all know the last thing he wanted was for me to find the blue moochie dude. How does that sound?
yeah, whatever you want, bro.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds good.
Okay, I'll meet you guys back at the boat. And he starts
Can I come with you? I have some questions.
Sure, about corks?
Yeah.
Excellent. Come with me, lad. And he puts his arm around you and he says, did you know that corks weren't always corks, they used to be called lids?
You don't say.
Imagine me called lids. Terrible name. And yeah, you guys start to walk off. And what sort of questions have you got for him?
What they do, why they're called corks of power, why he wants them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because some of this is going to start to tread on some of your interests.
Yeah.
And he does mention a few things that prick your little alpha ears up. You got alpha ears, eh?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know I drew a picture of you?
No, I didn't.
It'll be in this week's episode.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, so he starts to talk about it, and a lot of it doesn't seem useful. Like he talks about the snifter, and he says, yeah, you put this in a bottle of anything, and it'll suddenly taste better. And he says, but some of the more powerful corks, they can either help create potions, so you can put all the ingredients in, but you let it sit with one of these corks on it, and over about a month, you got yourself a potion of healing or a potion of battle cure disease. And even some of the more powerful will hold in spirits, lost souls, in vessels. Some of the more powerful spirits you can't just store. Have you heard the story of the genie and the lamp?
Indeed.
Yeah. So that sort of power where you can keep an actual powerful genie spirit stuck in a lamp with a cork of power. And that's the one I'm going to be looking for, the blue moochie ditch.
Have you any idea where it is?
Yeah, we've got that all sorted out. It's held by the monks of the Talon Fist. They live in a monastery up in the Cold Catch Mountains.
I'm familiar with.
Yeah, you've heard of them.
Yeah,
You've heard of them?
I have.
Have you been there?
Not personally.
Ah.
I've met one or two when they visited. Yeah.
Yes, they do sometimes come to the cities trading wares and such.
Yeah.
They actually collect souls,
Indeed.
spirits. It's part of their order. It's something to do with trying to calm disturbed spirits, is what they do. I'm not sure how, but I'm hoping to find that all out when I get there. I'm very interested in the history course, of course.
Indeed.
Um,
I don't know if I'm not much of a fighter, but I have some talents. And look, if you need another one on your group, I might be able to
of course.
talk to these monks for you.
Especially if you know you've met some of them.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
This is perfect. Well, what was your name, sorry?
Zeph.
Zeph. I'm Corks.
Corks, of
I
course,
collect
Zeph.
corks.
I know. Yes,
Ah.
fantastic.
He says, it'll be wonderful to have you along. Yes, there's plenty of room on the wagon. Yeah, this is great.
Fantastic.
As you're walking towards the docks and making your way there. Okay, we'll jump to these guys.
Yes.
You guys make your way to Melf's and arrive pretty quickly at the front door. You notice it's probably the first time you feel like there's quite a few Kriskah following you and watching you. They look a little agitated.
She?
Yeah. What do you want to do? You're at the door.
We're at the door. The girl's name that I met last time was Tiff.
Yeah.
Tiff? Yeah, I'll go inside and look for Tiff.
Yeah, she's there. She's when you're inside, it's like a sort of parlour. There's tables, there's sort of alcohol served. There's more noble type gentlemen or well-dressed sailors or captains or whatever there, and the girls are mingling amongst them and just having polite conversations. Every now and then you notice one or two go up the stairs with a gentleman, and he waves to his friends down, and they're like, hey! But it's all very well behaved. And as you come in, you see Tiff is sitting at a table talking to someone, but the lady who's running the establishment, Madam Ava, comes to you. You remember her. She's a tall, older elf, but still very beautiful. It's grey hair, quite severe looking, but still unblemished face and everything. And she says, you boys are the protection tonight?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, I meant to thank you for your help with Big Tom as well. I'm hoping you two are an upgrade on that oath.
Yeah, I mean, you're just trying to run a business and you want to be treated with respect. I mean, if you're paying your protection money, you don't want people rooting for you, so we'll provide a good quality service.
Excellent. This is exactly what I want to hear. There's some simple rules. Everyone's here to have a good time. If a girl claps, either as though laughing at a joke or ordering a drink, that's her sign to say this man needs to be escorted out of the premises and is causing trouble, and that's basically the only rule we have here for you. Otherwise, feel free to mingle, keep an eye on the place, make sure nothing goes wrong. Oh, there are a lot of Kriskah in here today, aren't there?
Oh, that's all good. I just had one question though. What are the rates here?
The girls, they're top of the line. Some of the finest elves from forests all over.
Back garden.
Hello, elf behind it. So yes, to spend a bit of time with the ladies, say in one of our fine rooms upstairs, will cost about 10 gold.
About 10 gold. So there's no discount for workers?
Well, let's see how you go. If we like you, we like you.
Yeah, cool. That sounds good to me. Thanks,
Yeah.
a pretty fair trade.
I'm never going to give you a first day deal. But yes.
Cool.
Okay, and so yeah, you guys mingle. It seems quite an easy, chilled affair. It's not like you're dealing with raucous, drunken sailors and pirates. Everyone's well behaved. They respect the ladies. Tiff comes over after talking to the man for a bit, and she says, "Oh, I'll just be back in a second." And she comes over. "Hello, Big O. Good to see you again."
The best voice ever. Oh, hey Tiff, how you doing? How's your night going, girl?
It's going good. Everyone seems to be happy. Getting through the men, to be honest with you.
Oh, that must be pretty rough on you, eh?
Gets easier every day.
Well, that's all good. Oh, this is my mate Arthur over here.
I've
He's on the job with me.
I've heard about you.
Yeah.
Yes, the Virgin.
What? No, what are you talking about?
Arthur, it's all good, bro. Don't worry, bro. She's a professional.
Yeah, well, make yourself at home. We can bring you some drinks. Nothing to go over the top with, but enjoy yourself and just look after us like you did with Big Tom. That'd be great.
That's right, Tiff. No worries, eh?
I've got to go and mingle, but I'll come and talk to you later
Oh,
on.
just clap if you need me, girl.
That means you'll throw out the man I'm with, but yeah. And so she goes and mingles, and the night rolls on.
I'm gonna lean over to Big O and just be like, "Oh man, I just want to say, thank you so much for giving me this bowl job. I really do appreciate it."
That's all good, Arthur. I just wanted to see some butts too. Rather be working with the hotties than out on the street, eh?
Yeah. And so that carries on. We'll say, Zeph, you've arrived at the ship with Corks and Nibbles. Corks knocks on the door and says, "Come out, lad. We'll sort you out. Nothing to be worried about. It's a big bad world out there, and there's lots to see and do. Aboard Zeph with me. We're gonna go through the ship and see what we can see. Might find some good stuff. Oh yeah, by the way, Captain Winters is dead."
Yeah, we should probably lead with that to explain the looting.
And and he says, "Young Zeph here is coming with us, so let's make yourself useful, lad, and let's go through Captain Winter's his cabin. He's got a chest there. That's a good place to start."
Indeed.
Okay, and then you guys start to go through the ship, and I'll probably just come up with some stuff and send it through as an inventory list of some things you get that you can load on the wagon tomorrow.
Cool.
But yeah, we'll jump to you two, who are standing around, keeping everything calm, talking to some of the patrons. Everything's going well, and then 6 big men walk into the bar. You've got loaded crossbows. They're dressed in black armour with small feathers coming from the shoulder guards of their armour. And they just walk in and they stop holding these armed crossbows. And Madame Ava says, "Gentlemen, no weapons in here, please." And they don't say anything. And she says, "Gentlemen, there's no weapons. We're under Pirate Bowl's protection." And as she says that, this huge, tall man walks in behind them. So tall he has to duck under the doorway. He's got a shaved head with tattoos over the shaved part of his head, and a long beard that comes down to almost his belly. Dressed in long chainmail. And he walks in. got a huge battle axe across his back. And he comes in and says, "Sorry to be a bother, man, but it is the protection I've come here to talk to." And yeah, you can see where you guys are standing, people clear away. And he
I try to
walks
clear
in.
away with them. No.
And he strides in, and the men sort of fan out. And he says, and Madame Ava says, "You can't be in here, we're under Bol's protection. He'll have your hide." And he says, "Bol knows better than to cross me. And I just have one question, and it's a matter of life and death." And he looks at both of you, and he says, "Where's the Duke?"
This is a matter to take outside, bro. Like I said, with the protection, we can go chat outside and leave these ladies to it. If you just want to talk to us, that's all good.
He looks at both of you and he says, "I only asked my questions once, lad. Once."
Yeah, I know the question, bro. It's all good. You've already asked it once. I'm telling you that I'll give you the answer outside.
He says, "Very well." And he turns and walks out the door and stands in the street. And the men sort of part to let you through out into the street.
So I'll turn to Madame Ava and say, "Sorry about the disturbance. We'll keep this outside." And then I'll go out and have a chat to her.
Yeah. And also Madame Ava, as this happens, she nods and says, I don't like this at all." And she points to one of the runners that sort of hang out for errands and that. And she says, "Get Turok." And he nods. He runs out the door to the alleyway that you guys met, Tom. And he's gone.
We met Tom.
And I'll
You punched him in the nuts.
say to her as well before I exit the door, like, "Oh, just make sure you close this door behind us and lock it, eh?"
She says, "Thank you, just be very careful, there's something wrong with this." And yeah, you can hear the Kriskah there agitated and chirping and spinning around up above you and running back and forth along the rafters, and they jump down and come out the door, and they're along the roof, their luminous eyes are almost like lights shining down on you. And he's standing there and just waiting.
Like, "Oh, I haven't seen the Duke since we got off the boat with him, bro. What do you think, he's my best mate or something?" we met on the trip over.
And he says, "Pity. Kill that one." And the 6 guys turn their crossbows at you and fire. So we can roll initiative to see if you get a chance to a rage or whatever.
Well, I picked the right cutscene to go to.
Yep.
Yeah.
The 12.
A 12.
17.
Okay, so 4 of them are going to get to fire before you can do anything. 2 are a bit slow in getting the crossbows up. You'll get to, Big O will get to act after 2 of them have fired. So we'll roll to see if they hit before you rage. Okay, so the first one rolls a 17.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll call out all 4. Next one's a 12, so that's 1. A 15.
If it's equal, does
That
that count?
hits,
Yeah.
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 And a natural 20.
Oh, shit.
So the first one does 6 points of damage. Next one does 5 points of damage. 1 bolt flies wide, and the last one does a hefty 11 points of damage.
5 HP left.
And yeah, so 4 of them have fired. We'll let you react however you want. these men look very well trained too. You suddenly feel quite small.
Yeah.
And the big tall man is just standing at the back with his hands, his feet wide and his hands behind him, and he's not doing anything.
Yeah. I'll probably like yell out to him as soon as I've seen Arthur get shot. Be like, whoa, wait. Hold on a sec, bro. Like, I don't know where he is, but I probably know people who can find him. What do you need him for?
Okay, we'll see if that registers. These 6 men have been given their orders though.
Yeah.
So Joe, you get to react now.
I will definitely rage.
Yeah.
And how close are they?
We'll say they're only like 10 feet. They all,
Sweet. So run up and punch one.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I'll also say that, just to set the scene. So these 6 men raise their crossbows, 4 get the shots off, 3 bolts thud into you. You take a step back, the tall guy, and you can see the eyes slightly widen as you suddenly start to come forward. They know those bolts would have killed most of them.
Cool.
Okay.
Sweet. So I will rage because I've been shot. And I will run up and punch the closest one.
Okay. They're well armoured, so you need a 16 or higher.
It's 18.
That's a hit.
What was the rage give me?
So that was the
Plus
one
2 damage. Yeah.
that did the most damage to you.
Seven damage.
Okay, you surge forward with these crossbow bolts bristling out of you as 2 others are taking a beat to shoot you, but you move fastly aside and you hit him solid. Again, you would drop most people this. He staggers back and he's already reaching for his sword as his face was already swelling, but he takes it like a man used to fighting, well trained. The other 2 fire their arrows into you. First one is a 13
No.
and a 15.
15, yeah.
You're going to have the damage of this one, right?
Yeah.
So that's a 5.
5 damage, so I'm down to 0.
But you have that, sorry.
Oh, that's the full amount.
Yeah.
Does it round down or up?
Yeah.
Down. Sweet.
Okay, another crossbow bolt takes you into the side and you almost drop to a knee, but you're still going. And even the tall guy raises his eyebrow. And he says, he just raises his hand. And all the men step back, even the one holding his sword, and he looks at you and says, "Impressive. We're always on the lookout for tough soldiers. You lived through tonight. But this question I asked, and you shouted out that you might know some people, right?
Yeah.
Who?
People that we were on the boat with. We were only journeying with him for a few days, so we don't know him super well. We didn't know what his plans were after leaving, but I'm sure I can make contact with some of the other crew who might know. I mean, it's your best bet if you're looking for him. If you came to us, you must be pretty out of options.
You're near the start of my trail. I always find my man. Kill you, go on to the next people.
Or not kill us, and we can give you a hand if you want. Like I said, we've only known him for a few days, bro. We've got no loyalty to him. I like the guy, but I'm not going to let you kill my mate over it. Like, that's crazy.
If I want to kill your mate over it, I kill your mate over it.
Oh, yeah, but I mean...
And then as you guys are still talking, you hear the heavy stomping of feet coming down the alleyway. And you see the huge orc, the one that Turok. You've talked to Turok, the old grizzled orc, at the docks. He comes running in. He's holding this sort of serrated bone in his hand. And he slows down and he looks at this man and says, "What the hell are you doing, Black Mood?" And the man called Black Mood looks at him, and you can hear some of the soldiers behind him. One of them says, "Shit, it's Turok." And Black Mood says, merely asking questions, doing my job. And Turok looks at you, obvious black bolts, black feathers sticking out at you. He says, "You've crossed the line, you're in Pirate Bowl's territory." And Black Mood looks at both of you and says, "I follow no man's territory. I don't care about the Kriskah." And he looks up and all these Kriskah are chatting and hissing at him. And he smiles. And then Turok says, "And you don't care about me?" As he's slowly holding the blade. And Black Mood says, "I've improved since last time, Turok." And Turok says, "Good, because last time you were easy as piss." And Black Mood laughs and he says, "We can sort this out another time." And he just turns and walks and he looks at you and says, "We'll talk again without this orc to protect you." And Turok bares his teeth and laughs as these men saunter off. And he looks at you and goes, "What the fuck was that about?"
You tell me, bro. We were just here minding our own business and this dude barged in here. I don't know who that guy is.
That's Black Moon. He's a mercenary who works for coin. Do anything, any job, if the money's right. If you're on the wrong side of him, I don't know, lads. You might be getting in too deep. What did he want?
He wanted to know the location of one of the guys that we were on the ship with.
Who?
Some guy called the Count. Was it the Count?
The Duke.
The Duke.
Good friend of yours.
Sorry, all this whiskey's getting to me. The Duke.
He said, that bloody noble. We'll leave him to it. Go on. And then Trip and the big white dragon scale start to arrive as well. And they're like, Trip's like, "What happened? I heard Black Mood was here." And Turok was like, "Yeah, I sorted it. Let's go talk to lovers. We've got to sort this out. You two come with me." And he says to Trip and Glace, "You two stay here and keep an eye on this place for tonight." And he's just starts to walk off towards the mermaid's legs. Do you follow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. This thing's got like 6 arrows in it.
Yeah. You don't have a healing potion or anything handy, do you?
It says, "Magic?"
Oh, yeah, right.
Says, he does take you in and he says, "Good on you, lad," as you walk along limping beside him. He seems to respect strength. And yeah, then you can see that while he was there, he seemed huge and massive, and like his eyes seem to almost be glowing, but now he goes back to almost an old orc, slightly sloped shoulders. You know Turek's reputation is fearsome here, and Yore, no one messes with him. No one's quite sure why, or they don't say anything, but even Pirate Bowl probably... He works for Pirate Bowl, but Pirate Bowl has never pushed him.
He's like one of those guys that predated the administration and then just carried on with
He's
his work.
always been around, came from the plains. Okay, and so you guys arrive back at the mermaid's legs, quite shaken. This was out of nowhere, and there was something menacing and fearsome about this tall man. Something not quite right as well, like obviously a touch of madness there. Someone used to walking this world and taking what he wants. And yeah, you realise you were really close to death. It was only really Big O being willing to give up information. You felt like if you held anything back, it could have been the end of both of you. And Turek is talking to Lubbers in a tone. He's passing on this information, and Lubbers calls you two over. It says, and again orders some wobbling whiskey, and let's get a medic out here. Get these quarrels out of this guy. How are you still standing, lad?
Oh, worse.
Okay, you're just on a table.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I think a good night's sleep won't fix.
Yeah.
That was real close half. Imagine if you died a virgin, bro.
Died a virgin outside of a brothel.
Yeah. And Lubbers, after taking in all the information and that this Black Mood wants to talk with you guys, he says, we need to get you boys out of town. Got anywhere you can go?
Oh, that's kind of convenient, actually. Yeah, no, I think we've got somewhere we can go, bro.
He says, we just want you to lay low for a week. Maybe I threw you in the deep end too much. There's some very powerful, dangerous men out there, dangerous customers. You guys stood your ground though. You took the fight outside. I'm impressed. You looked after the establishment. I do want to keep you guys on, but we've got to... This Black Mood, he kills people. He decapitates them. You don't want to be on the end of that. So let's get you out of this Yore until this blows over, and I'll get word out to you as best I can to let you know when the coast is clear. Generally, when he finds what he's after, he'll leave you guys alone. And we can leave it there, if you like.
Yeah, sweet ass, bro. I feel like you have to improvise a lot of things here. Sessions keep running haywire things up.
Makes a good story, this though.
Yeah, no,
Like if Jake wasn't sick, he would have been kidnapped.
Yeah. Exactly, I had to do that. And it's sort of, carving a story out of it. But it's, I thought you were going to die, but I had a thing for you. Yeah.
Take more than a couple arrows.
Yeah, you did well, mate. Take a hit. You got something like 30 odd hit points.
I think it was 27.
You got 27 at level 2.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Because you put it all into Constitution.
I'm just
eh?
on Constitution.
Right, yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah, it is
Otherwise you would
actually.
have just had your kappa detated.
Yeah.
Bro.
That's good. He's up front. Great. I'll be at bat with my team.
Hello again, and thanks for watching till the end. If you enjoyed the content, please give me a like, and hope to see you next week. Bye bye.